Hello. I would like to talk right now about divine providence. What is that? What is divine providence? Years ago I wasn't sure what that was, and I'd heard that term mentioned, but I had no idea what it was or that it could actually be something that I could invite into my life and live that way. Now, we're taught in this world that we have to do everything ourselves, that we are on our own, and that we have to work really hard and earn our way and to make money in order to survive. That's why we get college degrees or learn certain skills and abilities in order to survive. We are taught that survival of the body is the most important thing, and you have to go out there and make it on your own. And maybe you get lucky if you become wealthy somehow, or you come from wealth, or you get into some kind of wealth situation, or you have to work really, really hard and become a success. And now those are just some of the things that we're taught that I believed in for many years. And fortunately, though, I've had a lot of divine intervention, so to speak, actually not so to speak, actually for real, that has come into my mind and therefore into my experience about divine providence. The notion of divine providence is completely opposite to anything that the world has taught. And what it has to do with is whatever you want to call it, source, God, higher power, love, light, it doesn't matter. But there's a loving presence that you came from spiritually that is taking care of you. Now, that's not something most of us have ever heard. And when I started to become aware that this is a real thing based on what others shared in their experience, giving themselves over to this idea of divine providence, I began to become more interested and wanting to find out, okay, can I really live off this? And what does it mean? So divine providence is an idea that comes from God. It comes from the idea that everything comes from God. Everything of love comes from a divine source. And that everything that seems to be happening in your life, in terms of how you're sustained, comes from this divine source, whether you realize it or not. And it's all based on what we believe. Because God or spirit or source knows that we have beliefs. On planet Earth, we have beliefs. We believe that we're sustained by a job, or by a certain form of income, or by food. The list goes on and on. In truth, you're actually sustained by the love of God. Now, that's a hard thing to understand or even to relate to for most human beings, right? Or most of us, right? And so for me, though, I started to be open to this idea that perhaps if I were willing to go deep, whether it's through prayer or meditation or deep contemplation, and really ask for within, and ask to be shown, and ask to go tap into my inner guidance and intuition. You see, because I experienced years of dissatisfaction, despair, frustration, and struggle and exhaustion trying to make it in this world, trying to make it as a human being. Okay? And I kept running into the same pattern over and over again. No matter what I tried, no matter what I did, no matter what, I would still feel that sense of deep down emptiness deep down frustration. And I started to realize that it seemed like there was some script going on where I wasn't supposed to make it. I wasn't supposed to be happy. I wasn't supposed to live a life of joy. But gradually, because of this love of God that never gave up on me, I started to wake up and realize that this loving presence wanted me to be happy, wanted me to live a life of purpose and meaning. But now I think every human being wants this. Every human being deep down wants to believe that there's a loving creator that's willing to bring happiness and joy in their lives. Not bring is not the right term, but just show them that they can live a life of happiness and joy, and let go of believing that we have to do it on our own, or suffer in jobs for many years, thinking that we have to provide for ourselves. Now, I'm not saying that anyone should go and quit their job, but I am saying that I, in my experience, I was led eventually to leave a corporate job. That was about 12 years ago. And I had to go through a kind of a gradual letting go of the idea of a job until I got to the point recently in the last few years where I had to, with all of my determination, ask to be shown and follow the inner guidance and follow the guidance and what steps to take, and know that I would be provided for, and that I had to also face the fears and beliefs I've had about survival and not believing that there was a divine source taking care of me. And since I've been able to do that, my husband and I, since we've been able to trust that in the last 3 to 4 years, we've had so many miracles, unbelievable miracles in terms of money, in terms of all the things that human beings think are important. Now, it wasn't easy necessarily at first because of our belief systems, but because of that willingness, we have been shown what divine providence means. And I can assure you that it's the same for anyone who's listening to this. You may not believe that, even if you don't believe in God. Maybe you don't believe there's a God. That's okay. But if you're listening to this, there's something in you that is willing to at least consider these ideas. So thank you so much. And if you're interested in more material like this, more content like this, please subscribe to this channel, because it'll also help other people to be able to hear this material. Click like, which will also help people who are interested in this kind of content, and definitely so you can be alerted to when I post more videos like this. There'll also be music on this channel as well. Have a blessed day.